Welcome all. I'm Dr. M. Shuganti, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Dr. N.G.P. Arts and Science College, Coimbatore. Today, I'm taking the General Chemistry 1, Unit 2, Chemical Bonding. Content of this lecture: define covalent bond, covalent bonding in carbon bond, properties of covalent bond, what is octet rule, types of covalent bond. What is a covalent bond? Covalent bond is formed by equal sharing of electrons from both the participating atoms. The pair of electron participating in this type of bonding is called shared pair or bonding pair. The pair of electrons participating in the type of bonding, that means the sharing of electrons from the participating atoms, is called the shared pair or bonding pair. The covalent bonds are also called as molecular bonds. Sharing of bonding pairs will ensure that the atoms achieve stability in their outer shell, which is similar to the atoms of noble gases. The oxygen, the same molecule or different molecule. What is the carbon atom? Covalent bond in the carbon bond. As per electronic configuration of carbon, it needs a gain or loss of 4 electrons. It becomes to stable. But carbon have the 4 electrons, so it is the impossible. The carbon cannot gain 4 electrons to become C4 minus, that means the anion, C carbon anion, because it will be tough for the 6 protons to hold 10 electrons and the atom will become unstable. And also carbon cannot lose 4 electrons to become the carbon 4 plus cation. So because it requires a large amount of energy to remove out 4 electrons, and also the C4 plus, it's only 2 electrons held by proton. It's again unstable. Carbon cannot gain or donate electrons. So, to complete its nearest noble gas configuration, it shares electron to form a covalent bond. What is the properties of covalent bonds? Covalent bonding does not result in the formation of new electrons. The covalent bond only pairs of electrons, that particular atoms or molecules. They are very powerful chemical bond that exist between atoms. Covalent bond normally contains the energy about approximately 80 kilocalories per mole. Covalent bonds rarely break spontaneously after it is formed. So, covalent bond is the very strong bond formation. Covalent bonds are directional, where the atoms that are bonded showcase specific orientation relative to one another. Most compounds having covalent bonds exhibit relatively low melting points and boiling points. Compounds with covalent bonds usually have lower enthalpies of vaporization and fusion. Compounds formed by covalent bonding do not conduct electricity due to the lack of free electrons. Covalent compounds are not soluble in water. It is soluble in the organic solvents. What is the acted rule? That acted rule it all atoms except noble gases. What is the noble gases means? It's noble gases like the helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. These are the noble gases. Noble gases have less than 8 electrons in their valence shell. That means outermost shell. In other words, the valence shells of these atoms do not have stable configurations. Therefore, they combine with each other or with other atoms to attain the stable electronic configuration. The acted rule is defined as the principle of attaining the maximum of 8 electrons in the valence shell of atoms. Next, types of covalent bonds. Mainly, the covalent bond is three types. It depends upon the number of shared electron pairs. It's classified into the single covalent bond, double covalent bond, and triple covalent bond. Single covalent bond is formed when only one pair of electron, that's one pair of electrons means that two electrons, is shared between the two participating atoms. It is represented by the one dash. For example, the HCl molecule, hydrogen atom having the one valence electron. The outermost cell have the one electrons and one chlorine atom have seven valence electrons. So in this case, only for the shared, the hydrogen have the one electron, the one electron shared to the chlorine atom. Chlorine already have the seven electrons. So that is bond formation. The one electron transfer to the hydrogen to chlorine atom. So that is the single bond formation. H single dash and Cl. That is the HCl. So this type of covalent bond has smaller density and is weaker than the double and triple bond. But this single bond covalent bond is the most stable bond formation. Next, double bonds. Double covalent bonds is formed when two pair of electrons are shared between the two participating atoms. It is represented by the two dashes. Double covalent bond are much stronger than a single bond, but they are less stable. For example, carbon dioxide molecule. The carbon dioxide molecule has the one carbon atom and two oxygen atom. So carbon atom with 6 valence electrons and 2 oxygen atom have the 4 valence electrons. So this one single carbon atom and the 2 oxygen atom combining together, that's the shared the 2 electrons. Each oxygen atom shares its 2 electrons with the carbon and therefore the two double bonds in carbon dioxide, that is CO2. They share the two electrons, two double bonds in CO2. A triple bond is formed when three pair of electrons are shared between the two participating atoms. Triple covalent bond is represented by the three dashes and are the least stable types of covalent bond. For example, N2 nitrogen molecule. The nitrogen molecule having the 5 valence electrons provides the 3 electrons or 3 paired electrons to form 3 electron pair of sharing. 3 electron pair means the 6 electrons. 6 electrons sharing the N2 two nitrogen atom. So that have a triple bond formed between the two nitrogen atom. For example, next to polar covalent bond. So this type of covalent bond exists where the unusual or unequal sharing of electrons occurs due to the difference in the electronegativity of combining atoms. So the more electronegative atom will have the stronger pull for electrons. The electronegative difference between the atoms, mainly for the two atoms or ions, is greater than 0 and less than the 2. The shared pair of electrons will be closer to that atom. For example, in the oxygen is some example of the tattoo of oxygen O in a arm, in our hand. The little bunny represents a hydrogen atom. The blue and red bow tied in the middle of the row. So pulled by the two creature, the shared pair of electrons for the single bond. Because the hydrogen atom is weaker, the shared pair of electrons will be pulled closer to the oxygen atom. So we got the H2O, hydrogen and oxygen atom. We got the H2O. Then non-polar covalent bond. This type of covalent bond is formed whenever there is an equal share of electrons between atoms. The electronegativity difference between two atoms is zero. It occurs wherever the combining atoms have similar electron affinity, that is the diatomic elements or diatomic molecules. For example, non-polar covalent bond is the gas molecules like hydrogen gas, nitrogen gas, and etc. Hydrogen gas with the H2, two hydrogen atoms. Each hydrogen atom have the one valence electron. The hydrogen only fit for the maximum two valence electron in its orbital or the outermost shell. Each hydrogen atom only needs one electron. Each atom has one valence electron. So they just sharing the atoms give each atom two electrons. The hydrogen, two hydrogen atom combining together, we got the H2 gas, that is the hydrogen gas formation. Thank you.